Everybody just have a good time. Yeah. And we gon' make you lose your mind. Woo. Everybody just have a good time. Party rockets in the house tonight. Oh. Everybody just have a good time. I can feel this tonight. And we gon' make you lose your mind. Yeah. We just wanna see you
shake that.
Party rock anthem. That's LMFAO. Stan Radio Style. Hope everybody out there's having themselves a great day. I'd say I thought I'd kind of do a show here that something that means something to me, actually, frankly, right now, because a couple of these things on this list actually were things that I was like, I'm kind of doing that right now. So again, it was me kind of fine-tuning myself, and I found this cool list of different labels that a lot of us ascribe to ourselves, and because of these labels, they actually kind of keep us from accomplishing whatever it is that we're trying to manifest, whatever it is, money, cars, riches, things that rhyme with riches. I almost said that would have been horrible. But relationships, whatever you're going for. And when we oftentimes put these labels or beliefs or, they kind of manifest in a few different ways. When we put these on ourselves or when we believe them, they keep us from being able to accomplish a number of things in our life. So really one of the key necessities for this particular thing to work today is we need to be really honest with ourselves, because the more honest with ourselves that we can actually be, the more that we can actually look inward and go, am I really doing that? These are the easiest ways for us to make the biggest difference in our life, is when we can self-reflect and actually sort of self-diagnose some of the things that we're doing that are going to end up on this list. And of course, I'm covering a few of them, but then a couple of these are like ones that are like pretty near and dear to me. And so, I thought I would just run through a few of them because they're good examples, and I hope it'll help for a lot of people that are, out there. But these are kind of different labels we put on ourselves, different ways that we try to keep ourselves from success. When we think things like, well, nobody cares what I have to say, so I'm not going to start some sort of project, right? I'm not going to make my own YouTube channel because who cares what I have to say, right? Is that a limiting belief? Yes, absolutely. That would keep you from starting a channel, and maybe you're supposed to be the creator extraordinaire. Also, I didn't work hard enough on this. Kind of when you have excuses, when you give reasons for why it hasn't manifested, some reason, right? I'm not worth it. That's a common one a lot of us say. I'm not worth it. That's just, I'm not good enough. I don't deserve money. I don't deserve recognition. I don't deserve fame. I just like to hide in the shadows. I don't have time, what I'm guilty of. I am very busy and I need to work on that. Do you hear I just reaffirmed that same thing? So I don't have time. There's a good example of where I'm managing, if you will. People will judge me. Kind of something I did actually think of that's funny because, I'm slowly working my way towards truly being the true whack job that I am, like the person that I am when the camera's not on. I'm mostly there, by the way, but like dancing and singing and just, not that I want to torture you guys with that, but it's not caring. I don't care. Like I've done improv and you should see that. And that's what I'm saying. I should be more like that. Anyway, I have a little bit of a filter that I'm trying to, because I don't want people to judge me, right? I don't want people to think I'm crazy. I'll sound stupid. Another thing a lot of us say to ourselves, somebody has already thought of this before. Are we saying things like this to ourselves? Other people can do it better than me. Come on. Some of us say it. I know. Some of us are actually saying that. My idea is weird. It's not the norm. Oh my Lord. That was my whole motto, my mantra for 25 plus years. I don't have the skills. How many of us say stuff like that? What about people who have something to sell are evil? Right? People that think that if I'm doing spiritual work, Agnes and I have talked about this. I've grappled with this as well. I've had teachers in the past when I was going through my studies that I paid money to. So, it's funny. A lot of people are like, well, you shouldn't have to charge for that. And there is a level to that sort of restriction. And that's not really a belief that necessarily can make you money. Now, it might upset people that have to pay for it. I get that. But needless to say. I don't know enough. How many people kind of say stuff like that? Or you're not going to be successful, so there's no point in trying. Well, first off, one of the key ingredients to being good at anything is failing a few times. Well, the fewer the better, but whatever. Failing is a success. When you fail at something, you learn what not to do. You learn what kind of works. Failed relationships are very healthy too, because they kind of give you an idea. All right, a lot of stuff doesn't work. All right, let's try again, right? So a lot of these things. Entrepreneurs are sleazy, right? When you got crazy thoughts like that, or I'm too old, I'm too young, too fat, too slow, too skinny, whatever. I'll look foolish, which is one I love. People won't take me seriously because I am a female, because I'm a male, because I'm young, because I'm old, because I'm fat, because I'm skinny, because I'm ugly, because I'm whatever, right? I've tried it before and failed, so why even try again? Right? These are all these kinds of labels. What it's meant to be will happen. Is there any others? Or have I beat this horse sufficiently? One I like too is people with money are corrupt, right? If you're trying to manifest more money and you think people that have money are corrupt, or I don't have the connections, I don't have enough support, I don't have enough money. Whenever we say these types of limitations, I know I went and did crazy numbers of them. I'm hoping it kind of helps because there's so many of us and so many walks. But when we catch ourselves doing these labels, when we see it, when we hear it, oh my God, I do say that, right? Like the moment that happens and you stop doing that, your energy, your vibration, everything about your being, your manifestation speed has just picked up. I mean, all these things are extremely hard on the brakes when we're doing these limiting thoughts, when we're blocking our own selves, pulling up the handbrake, as Anish and I have talked about. I'll tell you one thing. I had someone ask me a coaching question recently, and it's like one of the first things any coach. I'm going to give away a key secret right now for all you guys that aren't coaches that are maybe thinking to get coaches. Key ingredient right here is one of the first things that most coaches are going to do is talk to you for a few minutes and see how many of these things you say. Seriously. If you're saying any of these in your normal conversations, and we see it a lot, it's pretty funny, in fact, because it's funny is I guess we don't look at ourselves often enough. So I keep begging people, please look inward. But it's amazing, and we'll try to see. And if you're labeling off any of these limiting thoughts, well then that's why you're not manifesting. That boom, limiting thought. Here, oh, boom, you just said another one. No, I didn't. Yes, you did. Just right now. I got you recorded, right? It is how it plays out. So really, if you're concerned about the speed, if you're worried about the way things are maybe going, maybe this has been going a while, look at some of the limiting thoughts you have. They are a factor for sure. I will truly attest to them as well. They are a factor for sure. So pay attention to what's going on in those regards. What you're doing on the inside is what's showing up on the outside, right? So again, that's why I gave so many examples. I apologize for those of you that might just, come on, Dan, seriously, one more. Oh my God, he did 50 of them, right? But again, it was sort of to give you that oh crap, there is a lot of those kinds of concepts that we do say. So are any of those applicable, right? Are any of those things that we're saying to ourselves? If they are, we got to put a stop to that. Hopefully this makes a difference. I thought it was a good one. Like I said, I ended up looking up a bunch just because I was kind of curious. And then as I started going through the list, I'm like, oh man, there's a few of these that you do, right? So it was good for me. I was love it. So that's one of the joys of doing this kind of stuff also is I'm learning too. Man, I'm learning with all y'all. So it's good times. Going to be going out with a song by Daft Punk. It's called Get Lucky. Stay on Radio Style.